We don't talk enough about this addiction because it looks dangerous. It looks normal. It looks like posting something online and checking who liked it. It looks like over explaining yourself so people won't judge you. It looks like chasing approval just to feel enough. Validation is one of the most accepted addictions of our time. It feels harmless because it hides behind good intentions, wanting to be liked, supported, or seen. But at its core, it's still an addiction to external approval. Validation gives you a short hit of dopamine, super short, very small. The same brain chemical released by drugs or sugar. The more you get, the more you crave it. Over time, your self worth starts to depend on it. And the crazy thing is, we all do it. We all post that one video. Oh man, I hope it gets more than 10 likes. Pop it up there, and it gets like one, and you become depressed, become like sad because of it. And you really have to think about, like, why are you posting this video? Is it to get likes? Is it to get other people to comment on it? Or is it just for you personally to post it onto social media so that way maybe somebody out there can benefit from it, but you don't care if it gets likes and you don't care if it gets comments. You're just putting it out there because that's what makes you feel good inside. That's totally different. But if you post it to get likes, you have that addiction. You're trying to get that dopamine hit. And trust me, when my videos or something goes, gets more than 10 likes, I'm like, oh man, this is cool. Like, you can feel the difference in your brain, in your body, about how happy you are, but it goes away super quick. It may last maybe like 30 seconds. It doesn't last very long. So one of the truth bombs today is validation feels like love, but it's really just control. When you need someone else's approval to feel good, they own you. You don't want to go down that path. When your sense of identity depends on other people's reactions, you lose yourself. You stop asking, what do I want? And you start asking, what will they think? And that's one reason why we, as parents, we're not going to let our kids have social media. Even if the age is 13, we're probably not going to let them have social media at 13. I don't even know about 16. Like, it's so hard because it's ruining people's lives. It's ruining our lives. It's ruined, not ruined, but it's changed my life. It's changed my wife's life. It's changed some employees' lives. Like, there are people out there that, they become TikTok famous or Instagram famous, and the next thing you know, like, it's a full-time job. They're always posting, they're always on their phone, they're never present, they're never in the moment. And I know I struggle with it because there's times where I want to do a vlog and record myself, cooking breakfast, working out, writing contracts, like doing all sorts of stuff. But I mean, all that is just, it's all pre-planned out and it's all staged, and it's hard. It's hard mentally to be like, okay, I need to stop, set up the camera, then I need to go write this contract, and then take the camera down. And it's just one of those things where a lot of people don't understand how staged it actually is. But it can take up a lot of your time. It's very time consuming, especially if you don't have an editor. It will eat your whole day up. So let's talk about how it shows up. This addiction doesn't always look desperate. It often looks socially acceptable, kind of like what I just talked about. Just going out there, filming some stuff. One thing that I see a lot of people doing is over explaining themselves. And you're doing it just to justify the decision because you fear being misunderstood. Just own the decision. I'm going to buy a new car. Okay, go buy a new car. I'm going to go buy a new car because, the one I have, it's a couple years old now, and the maintenance on it is just getting more and more. And, I could probably get a new car with the same payment, and have a warranty, but my warranty's out. And I just don't think the kids are going to fit in this one. That is over explaining yourself. You don't have to justify that to anybody, but you are definitely trying to justify to yourself why you want the new car. Your kids are going to fit into any car. I remember being in cars way smaller than the cars we have now. And we made it through it. Everybody made it through it. I mean, they did have those giant station wagons back in the day, but not everybody had that thing. All right, so then you got performing. You post, talk, or act to impress instead of to express. Like, expressing yourself is definitely more thoughtful than just going out there trying to impress people, which a lot of the TikTok dances and things like that are. But if you're putting content out that educate people and express like how you feel, not express how other people are feeling, but how you feel, like deep down inside your heart, you're probably gonna go a long ways with it. People pleasing, we've talked about this one plenty of times. You say you just can keep the peace, even if it costs you your peace. Stop doing that. Definitely stop people pleasing. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say yes, and it's okay to say no. Just move on. Comparison, you measure your value on how well you're doing relative to others. This is the thief of joy. I had to tell a friend this earlier about running. She was comparing herself to how fast I was comparing how fast I run, and I'm not even a fast runner compared to, marathon runners or elite runners, which I compare myself to. But we're all beating everybody that's on the couch just sitting there doing nothing. But comparison is the thief of joy, and just you got to compare yourself from where you were from when you first started running to now, or from where you first were with the job you got to now. Like, compare yourself to the day before or 2 weeks before. Like back in June, we started this training for the High Rocks, and I've come a long ways since then. In May, I remember just dying out there running. Now I can run 8 miles at a zone 2 pace and be okay with it. Back in May, there was no running 8 miles at a zone 2 pace. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. Silence. You hold back your opinions, not because you disagree, but because you fear disapproval. I still do that. Like, so a lot of times we all do it. And a lot of times I want to say things and I don't, because I have a business and I'm a real estate agent, and I just, you're worried about somebody might say something or think about it the wrong way, take it the wrong way, and then it could just ruin your business or, not use you as being a real estate agent. So there's different ways to get around it. But I mean, it sucks when I have to think about it. Like, what if I say this? Is it going to come back on me and get me in trouble? Sometimes it will, and I won't post it or I won't say it. But it sucks I have to do that, because you should just be able to speak your mind, even if it is the hard truth. Just, it's hard. It's hard. I want to be able to say it, but I mean, I'm still dealing with this addiction, obviously. But let's move on. Line to drop. If you always need to be liked, you'll never be respected. Not everybody's going to like you. You're not everybody's cup of tea. But to be respected is way more beneficial and way more rewarding than everybody liking you and just not respecting you at all. So the cost of needing approval: when you live for validation, you trade power for comfort. You give up control of your peace to the opinions of others. You lose authenticity. You become who people want you to be instead of who you really are. And I think I was doing that when I was drinking a lot. I was being the party person that everybody wanted me to be. And that wasn't the person I wanted to be. I was doing it for everybody else and not myself. I am just a more laid back, I got full of energy, have a good time. But I'm not the party guy. Definitely not the party guy now. But I used to always crave the people. I needed attention from everybody else. I needed people around me to validate myself, to be like the cool person. And deep down inside, it wasn't what I was really looking for. But I kept going for years on end, just getting hammered and being the party guy. I'm so grateful that I'm not in that position anymore, that I'm the family guy now. And I get so much gratitude and respect from my family, and just so much more enjoyment out of hanging out with my family. Like, we went to the cave in Mariana over this past week, and it was awesome hanging out with them. And it was just a quick 3 hour, it was a 3 hour trip, but it was just a quick cave walk, and then we came back. But it's just one of those things that you can't put a price on, spending time with your family like that. You lose creativity. Fear of judgment keeps you from taking risks and standing out. You lose confidence because deep down, you know the version they love isn't the real you. And so you keep going down that bad rabbit hole and not being yourself. And the lie gets deeper and deeper and deeper and just keeps stacking on top of each other. And next thing you know, you're just getting hammered and you're blacked out drunk. So be yourself. I love being myself. I am who I am. And I usually don't veer too far from it. You lose fulfillment. Even when people praise you, it's never like feels like enough because you don't believe in yourself. Not believing in yourself is one of the hardest things to get back out of, to get back to normal and like actually believing in yourself. And that's one good reason why we have the podcast, is to learn how to start believing in yourself. And one of those ways is to be yourself. Even if you have to step away from all your friends for, 2-3 weeks, maybe a month, to figure out who you are deep down inside. Sit with yourself at the house. Sit by yourself. If you already have a family, take an hour and sit there and meditate, or just sit there and be still and figure out who you are. Are you the person that you want to be? Are you the person that is the same person that shows up every day? Or are you, faking it and having drinks and not being the person you want to be? So another truth bomb today: validation is like a drug. You need more and more of it just to feel okay. And the moment it stops, you crash. You get into that deep depression. You start listening to sad songs. Start feeling bad for yourself. And you're like, oh my gosh, I've got to go to bed. I got to wake up feeling refreshed. This is why even successful people feel empty. They've built their lives around being admired and not being aligned. Being aligned is so much easier. Like, I'm pretty aligned with my family and my values, my working out, my eating right. Like, I don't veer from it very often. And people all the time say, oh, why don't you just, go eat this or go do this or skip the workout? That's just not who I am. Those are non-negotiables. And I respect myself for it. And I show up for myself. And I have more respect for myself. And I feel more confident. So how to break the addiction? Catch the pattern. Every time you hesitate to act, ask, am I doing this for me or for approval? Awareness is the first step to freedom. So if you're posting something, are you posting it for yourself, or are you posting for approval of other people trying to go viral on it? Rebuild self-trust. Do things for yourself even if nobody sees them. When you show up for yourself, your validation starts coming from the inside. Get up early. Nobody's going to see that. Go eat a salad. Meal prep. Nobody's seeing that unless you actually bring your meals to work. I do all the time. Just those little things. Like, start showing up for you. Do things for yourself. Limit comparison. Social media is the gas line that fuels validation addiction. Remember, when you're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel, it's just not a fun time. It's just not doing any good for you. You're going to beat yourself up over it, and you're going to have depression. You're going to have anxiety. You're just going to go down this hole. Maybe even start drinking. Maybe even start doing drugs. Trying to be cool and trying to figure out how you can get validation. You could even start hurting yourself. Just by doing stupid things to get attention from people on the internet when you're posting about it. Detach from applause. Say what you believe, even if it's unpopular. Just make it happen. Post what's true for you, not what's trendy. Freedom starts when you stop checking who's clapping. Freedom is the ultimate goal here, to be more enlightened, to not worry about what other people are thinking. Ask the hard question. If nobody ever clapped for me again, would I still do it? I would still work out. I would still eat right. I would still meal prep. I would still be healthy. That is one thing that I know I don't need anybody else's validation on. If the answer is yes, you're walking in purpose, not performance. So go out there, figure out who you're doing it for. Are you doing it for you, or are you doing it for everybody else? So today's challenge: stop chasing applause, start chasing alignment. You don't need likes to be loved. You don't need approval to be enough. And you don't need validation to be valuable. When you stop living for their claps, you finally start hearing your own voice. The loudest applause you'll ever get is the peace that comes when you stop performing and start being. Go out there, be your authentic self. Post for you. Don't post for anybody else. Go out there, work out for you. Go out there, eat right. Go out there, meal prep. All for you. I appreciate everybody watching, and thank you for joining me on the podcast. That's the pod.